Welcome to the Bruce Peninsula. We arrived late on Friday and set up camp, and went to bed with the plans to get up early, make some coffee, and explore the campground a bit. We walked to Cyprus Lake, coffees in hand, to figure out the plans for the day. Our first stop was Tobermory. We parked at the Fathom 5 Marine Park and walked to the town. The walk was only about 10 minutes. The weather was ideal, the sun was out, and I started to take pictures of the boats. Some of the activities we observed in Tobermory include renting a kayak, canoe, or paddleboard. There are also boat tours that take you to see the nearby islands and shipwrecks. Lake Huron is sometimes known as the shipwreck capital of Canada, and the Fathom 5 National Marine Park has over 20 shipwrecks that can be explored either by glass-bottom boats or by scuba diving. After walking around for a few hours, we started to get hungry, so we stopped to get some fish and chips. While we were eating our food, we noticed a large boat pull up. It was the ferry to get to Manitoulin Island. After lunch, we walked back to the Fathom 5 National Marine Park to set off on a short walk. Right by the visitor center, there's an observatory tower. We walked up and took a look out on the peninsula. I can only imagine how beautiful this view would be in the fall when the leaves start to change colors. The beginning of our walk was along the Bruce Trail. Then we continued out until we got to the Little Dunks Bay Lookout. The walk is about 0.8 kilometers one way, or 1.6 kilometers there and back. The water was incredibly blue and clear. It was also very cold. So we headed back to Cyprus Lake to go paddleboarding. After a few hours of paddling and then a little bit of swimming, we returned to camp and ate dinner. Our night wasn't over yet though. I was determined to capture the setting sun over Cyprus Lake and then take some photos of the stars. The next morning, we drove back out to Tobermory to go see Big Tub Lighthouse. We contemplated going out on our paddleboards to see a nearby shipwreck, but the winds were a little too strong for our liking. So instead, we took it slow, walked around, and drank our coffees. One of the biggest allures of going to the Bruce Peninsula is seeing the Grotto. So that's where we headed off to next. We headed off from our campsite along the Cyprus Lake Trail and then the Georgian Bay Trail to get there, first stopping to see Indian Head Cove. And here's the grotto from above. We then got into the icy water and swam around to see the grotto from a lower view. back to hiking. We walked a little further out on the Bruce Trail and saw some beautiful views. We kept walking until we found an almost private beach where we sat on a rock and just watched the waves splash by us. Then back to camp we went for our last night. And again, I struggled to make a fire, but eventually it burned and it was great. The next morning, on our way back home, we stopped by a bakery for breakfast, and then a local shop to buy some honey. Thanks for watching.